What if you could escape your old life, reinvent yourself, and rise to the top using your beauty and your brains? Because I'm sure you're beautiful inside and out. But girl, if you want to actually level up, you need strategy too. That's exactly what Georgia from the TV show Ginny Georgia figured out. She took her pain, her past, and her feminine power and turned them into a brand new life of high status social circle and financial freedom. And in this video, I'll show you how you can rise from rags to riches too. So tune in and meet Georgia Miller, the ultimate feminine hustler, a southern belle with a past as shadowy as her eyeliner and a future as bright as her smile. Born into trailer park chaos, she transformed herself from a teenage runaway into the poised wife of a mayor in the cozy town of Wellsbury. Beneath the charm lies a woman who survived abuse, poverty, and still handles plenty of struggles today. But now, she's doing it in a designer coat, in a nice neighborhood, with a wine glass in hand. Georgia's journey is a masterclass in the feminine hustle, a true rags to riches story. In today's world, a hustler is someone ambitious, relentless, and resourceful. A feminine hustler, she works smart, not just hard, using her femininity as an advantage. And yes, the word hustler also hints at a little con artist magic, but don't forget, the con stands for confidence. Georgia wins by exactly that, being confident, very persuasive, and unapologetically strategic.
I appreciate a good scam.
She's the embodiment of the femme fatale, alluring and unafraid to weaponize her femininity. Beautiful, of course, but pretty privilege alone isn't enough. You need the brains too. So, welcome to Girl's Guide to Seduction, where rags to riches isn't just a fantasy, it's a formula. And listen, whether you're still living in your mom's basement, just landed your first real job, or feel stuck in a life that doesn't reflect your worth, you can start today. No matter where you are now, step by step, you can grow your feminine confidence, level up your social circles, and move towards a wealthy life. Let's break down exactly how Georgia did it so you can follow her footsteps too. Step 1. Relocate to level up. The show starts with Georgia doing something bold. She packs up her life, her 2 kids, and moves them into a new town, Wellsbury, a town full of safety, good schools, and opportunity. And that's not just a random choice. Where you live seriously affects your chances of success. Studies actually show that your environment plays a huge role in your mental health, earning potential, and even who you end up marrying. So if your current surroundings are holding you back, small town energy, toxic people, or zero opportunities, it might be time to plan your exit. Of course, you might not be able to move right now, but you can start visualizing and planning. Where do you see your future? Where are the right people, the right energy, the right opportunities? And even if you can't change your city, you can always upgrade your neighborhood. Sometimes just moving across town changes the people you meet and the standards you hold for yourself. Here's the best part. New place and new people equals fresh slate. Nobody knows your past. You get to show up as your elevated self. No baggage, no judgment, just your next chapter starting strong. Georgia didn't move to just escape. She moved to start again, and you can too. Step 2. Dress to impress. When we meet Georgia, she's a widow waiting on her inheritance to come through, so basically she's broke. But that doesn't stop her. She knows that if she wants a high status life, she needs to look high status first. So what does she do? She steals new clothes to look like she belongs in the mayor's office.
For a second there, I thought we were gonna have a Pretty Woman moment. You work on commission, right?
Now, obviously, I'm not telling you to go break the law, but here's what you should learn from this. First impressions are crucial. People judge you in the first few seconds, and what you wear speaks before you even open your mouth. The good news? You don't need designer clothes. You can build a simple, timeless, elegant wardrobe from thrift stores or shopping from super cheap, fast fashion places like Shein. It's not super ethical, but hey, neither is Georgia. And think of it this way. When you're rich, you can afford to shop ethically. But for now, shop and dress like your future depends on it, because it sure does. Step 3. Target the high status job. Listen, if you're serious about leveling up, one of your first power moves is to secure a high-status job. Not just any job, but one that opens doors, one that places you around powerful people. Because let's be real, the job you choose shapes your environment. It puts you in proximity to influence, resources, and social status. And that's exactly what Georgia understood. She didn't go looking for a random paycheck. She targeted a role that would place her inside the social structure of her new town. She wanted access to power and a platform to rise higher. So what did she do? 2, she walks into a cozy little coffee shop, the one directly across from the mayor's office. Coincidence? Please. That seat was strategy. She picked the perfect location and planted herself there looking like a real-life Barbie doll. Pink dress, a little cleavage, long blonde curls bouncing. She had every guy and girl looking at her. You couldn't not notice her. Then the mayor, Paul Randolph, pops in to take away his lunch. And Georgia, she accidentally bumps into him, making him spill his food. Oops. Next thing you know, he's sitting with her. She's got him, but she doesn't overdo it. She leans back, lets him do the talking, and keeps her cool. She's reactive, sweet, totally in control. This isn't a job interview, it's a seduction. And Georgia manages to land her dream position as his assistant. What Georgia shows us is this. It's not always about what you say, it's about how you show up, where you place yourself, and the energy you lead with. It's about courage too. She went straight to the high status job she could think of. So think smart. What kind of job gives you access to the world you want to be part of? Who are the decision makers and where do they hang out? If you want to level up in life, people need to see you as someone important. One of the fastest ways to do that is your job title, or at least what you tell people you do. Now maybe you're like, I don't even have a job right now, or my job is not exactly glamorous. That's okay. Here's the trick. Even if you're not in your dream job yet, you can start acting like you are. You can create a job title that sounds cool, put it on your social media and LinkedIn, and carry yourself like the boss you're becoming. If you're into makeup or style, say you're a beauty and image consultant. If you love organizing, call yourself a virtual assistant. If you're into writing, say you're a freelance copywriter. You don't need a fancy office or business cards, just you, your phone, and your confidence. Make a cute LinkedIn profile with your new title and a photo where you look confident and polished. This is branding. Trust me. Little shift changes how people treat you and how you see yourself. So even if you feel like you're starting from nothing, you're not. You're starting with the mindset. You're starting with strategy. That's how real glow-ups begin. Step 4. Target the high-status man. Georgia didn't just date anyone. She went for the mayor, not the barista, not the waiter. She aimed high. Because when you're serious about leveling up, you align yourself with people who are already where you want to go.
I bought that for you right after our first date because I knew that a woman like you only comes around once in a lifetime.
Now let's be clear, this wasn't Georgia's first relationship. Her past includes abusive and toxic men, like Austin's father, who was dangerous and controlling. But what matters is this: she learned, she grew, and she stopped repeating the same mistake. And I'll be honest with you, this is personal for me too. I used to believe I wasn't good enough for a successful man, a guy with his career on point, who dressed well, who knew how to treat a woman. I fell for men who were emotionally unavailable, some with addiction issues, even a few with actual criminal records. Why? Because I was addicted to trying to be loved. I thought I had to earn it, fix someone, or settle just to feel wanted. But really, that came from my own lack of self-worth. Georgia teaches us something powerful here. No matter how messy your past, you can start choosing better. You can decide you're worth more and then act like it. So next time you catch feelings, ask yourself, does this man support the woman I'm becoming, or does he just recreate a cycle I should have left behind? Step 5. Leave toxic dynamics. Georgia is a master at walking away from what no longer serves her, and that's a powerful skill for anyone wanting to level up. She left her abusive childhood home behind. She left Ginny's dad when his wealthy family tried to interfere and take her baby. She left Austin's dad when his behavior turned controlling and violent. And when her latest husband, the man who seemed like her ticket to peace, revealed himself to be another predator from her dark past, she decided to take matters into her own hands and end his life. Georgia shows us when someone crosses the line, she doesn't just get mad, she gets gone. Now let's be real, it's not easy to leave toxic dynamics. If it was, people would just do it. First of all, it takes a while to even understand you're in one. Because no one hits you on the first date, the toxicity builds and escalates. Usually more when there is a bigger commitment, like marriage or children together. And yes, you might love this person truly. You might hope they'll change. You have hope for the future. Sometimes they are nice to you. Sometimes they apologize. You feel guilty, even responsible. Maybe you were too needy, too much, too naggy. But here's the hard rule. If the pain outweighs the peace, you must go. Ask yourself this: does this relationship make my life easier and happier, or does it drain me, confuse me, and make me question my worth? If it's the second, that's your sign to leave. Let's break down a few red flags that scream toxic. You feel anxious before seeing or texting them. You constantly explain yourself to avoid conflict. They make you feel small, guilty, or like you're too emotional. They isolate you from friends or family. They don't respect your no, ever. There's always drama, and somehow it's always your fault. Listen, you don't have to wait for some huge betrayal. Small mistreatments over time are enough because they are actually tearing you apart piece by piece till you get sick or nothing's left. It's passive aggressiveness, their anger towards you when you didn't do anything to deserve it. Georgia didn't wait to be rescued. She saved herself. You can too. And I want to note that for my women leaving their abusive relationships, plan your exit in silence. Pack your bag in secret, and when he's away, go somewhere he can't find you. If you need more support, you'll find it online. Look for what suits your situation. But remember, leaving a relationship like this will reveal his predatory nature and unleash his anger like never before. So just be smart and be safe. Alright, let's dive into step 6, sting first. This isn't just a catchy phrase Georgia keeps repeating. It's her survival strategy. You win more flies with honey, but if you get yourself a bee, sting first. Georgia acts sweet, sure, but she's no fool. She keeps her instincts sharp, always on high alert. She watches, she listens. Every person she meets, she's clocking their behavior. Red flags, they don't get ignored, they get tracked. She pays close attention to the little signs and body language. Does someone seem manipulative, jealous, or maybe even predatory? Did they flinch at the wrong moment, lie casually, or get a bit too interested in her private life? And when a pattern starts forming, she doesn't confront, she doesn't warn, she acts. That's the sting. She removes the threat any way she can. Sometimes that's emotional distance. Sometimes it's a clever lie. And yes, sometimes, if you're Georgia, is poison. It's not about being paranoid. It's about being prepared. Because Georgia knows when you grow up around danger, you either get eaten or you learn to strike first. The real lesson here, be sweet, but be smart. Don't let anyone disarm your intuition. If something feels off, believe it. Make a plan. Protect your peace. And if someone's coming for you, sting before they get the chance. Now, what could this mean for you? If your friend keeps making flirty glances at your man, you don't play nice. You sting first and torch her. Tell your boyfriend she's been bullying you behind your back. Now you hold the cards and she's out of the picture. If your company is known to lay off people, make yourself irreplaceable. Notice what your company needs and broaden your expertise so that only you can do the thing that's crucial to your company. If your man's cheating, sneaking, fooling around, don't beg, don't cry, don't even confront him. Just disappear. No goodbye, no closure, block, delete, gone. That's the most ruthless thing you can do because nothing stings more than being cut off completely. It's like death, and he'll be sorry for life to see you gone. Stinging first means you keep your power, you stay in control, and not letting things escalate when you can already spot a pattern that's about to explode. Moving on to step 7, keep enemies close. Georgia knows that in a small town, enemies can't always be avoided, so she makes them useful. Take Cynthia Fuller, for instance. At first, she and Georgia were total opposites. Georgia was all sunshine and charm, Cynthia cold and guarded. But Georgia saw the bigger picture. She needed Cynthia's recommendation to join the elite neighborhood club, a gatekeeper to social and political power in Wellsbury. Side note, my dear ladies, yes, you should join any club of elite, high society that you can find to elevate your social status. Let's continue. So what did Georgia do? She didn't confront Cynthia. She charmed her. She showed up at Cynthia's door with a bottle of whiskey and a listening ear. She softened Cynthia's defenses, learned about her husband's illness, and offered sympathy. Slowly, they became friendly. And when Georgia's abusive ex Gil tried to move into town, Cynthia returned the favor. She used her influence to block his apartment application. Georgia's lesson, keep your enemies close enough to become allies, or at least to neutralize them. Step 8. Trigger men's masculine instincts. If you're rising from rags to riches, you don't just attract opportunities, you create them. And Georgia, she knew how to trigger men's deepest instincts, protectiveness and competition. Paul, the mayor, was a smart and stable guy, focused on his career. When he met Georgia, he was charmed by her, and he himself really turned out to be a good man. But when Georgia's ex, Zion, came back into town, clearly still interested, Paul stepped up. It wasn't just love anymore. It was rivalry. Paul had already bought the ring after their first date. Yes, really, because he knew a woman like Georgia doesn't come around twice in a lifetime. But seeing Zion made him act. He proposed to her because he didn't want to lose her. And when Austin's abusive father showed up at the door, Paul didn't flinch. He protected Georgia, stood beside her, and showed her she wasn't alone. She was protected by a powerful and yes, hot man, the mayor of this town.
Speak to my wife. You do so through me.
That's what a powerful, divinely masculine man can do for you when you trigger his instincts. When men feel you're desirable and that you need them, they rise to the occasion to be your hero. Step 9. Change your name. Nomen est omen. Your name is your destiny. Do you know what your name means? Google it to find out your future. Since ancient times, people have believed that names carry meaning and power. In the Bible, when someone stepped into a new path, they often received a new name. Abram became Abraham. Sarai became Sarah. Saul became Paul. A name shift marked a life shift, a divine signal of change. Georgia understood this. She was born with a different name, but when she left her past behind, she chose a name that fit the story she wanted to live. And she did it again when she married, because when you join a powerful family, of course, you take the name. That's part of the elevation. You're not just changing your relationship status, you're changing your entire public identity. You can do this too. You don't need permission. If you feel like your name isn't a match to your story, just choose a new name that feels powerful, elegant, iconic, and start using it. 10. Have a living room dance party. Georgia has this thing. She invites her children to dance with her in their living room, and she calls it the living room dance party. It symbolizes that however hard times you're facing, you can always take a little moment to dance, to boost your mood and turn to positivity, because that's Georgia's strength, her sunny disposition. But Georgia's living room dance parties aren't just cute scenes. They started out as a survival strategy. When she was trapped in a violent relationship with Austin's dad, one time he was banging on the door, trying to break in. Georgia knew her kids were scared, so what did she do? She turned the music up loud. She gave her children pots and kettles to bang. She encouraged them to dance. She transformed a terrifying moment into a celebration of life and safety. That's the definition of feminine strength, taking chaos and making it art, making it joy. Protecting your children and their childhood, and she never stopped. Years later, even when life is better, Georgia still dances in the living room with her children. It's a tradition now. The message is, we survived. We choose joy. Dance is more than movement. It's medicine. Studies show dancing helps release trauma from the body, calms the nervous system, boosts mood, and builds resilience. It literally gets you back into your body, grounded, alive, feminine. And a positive attitude, that's the foundation for everything good in life. Optimism, gratitude, joy, they're not just fluff. They strengthen your brain, lower stress, and help you bounce back faster. So if you ever feel like life's a little too much, dance. This is what resilience looks like. Not cold and hardened, but full of color, music, and movement. When you dance through the storm, you don't just survive, you thrive. So in the end, Georgia's story isn't just about rising from rags to riches or wearing designer clothes and climbing the social ladder. It's about something much deeper, resilience in the face of abuse. She left behind toxic relationships and controlling family. She got even with those who tried to break her. Georgia didn't just survive, she got smarter, stronger, and rose higher than anyone ever expected. Because when you turn your pain into power, into status and money, no one can ever hurt you or your family again. And now, we're left holding our breath for season 3, Georgia's fairy tale wedding to the mayor, crashing into reality as she's arrested for murder right after saying I do. Facing life in prison, the town turns against her. Even her allies begin to doubt her. But Georgia walks into court in bubblegum pink, unbothered, still graceful, still strategic. Will she pay for her twisted act of mercy, or is this her greatest hustle yet? If you loved this breakdown and you're building your own level up era, subscribe for more Girls Guide. Leave a comment, is Georgia guilty or genius? And stay royal, ladies.